Alright, here we go. Hello everyone. I'm just gonna jump right into it because I don't know how long these meds are gonna last. So, it's still in pretty much a lot of pain, but these meds are starting to kick in, and yeah, I want to get some drawing in. The good news is that my doctor had uh had a space that I was able to essentially do some research on, and from my car I was able to get some sketching done. So this is what I have so far. I completely redid from last time. Uh, I was able to use the doctor's Wi-Fi to do some research while I was there, waiting for my appointment, essentially, and found some tips and tricks on how to do perspective and all that other jazz. Um, and I tried to incorporate them in this new reimagining of the last one. Now there are still a few things that I'm still a little on, but I think it looks 100 times better than the one previously. Like it's definitely not perfect, but I think we are making a step in the right direction. Now, the biggest part is while I fix this. I don't like that. I'm on the wrong layer, am I? Yep. Not sure why I was on the other layers. But we have this back part is still getting to me a little bit more than the other parts. I think the other parts are a little bit believable, you know. Though again, not, you know, probably could still be better, but oh crud, I forgot what I was using. And this other thing right here, I was just kind of like messing around and trying to incorporate my knowledge of what I had drawn before. And I was like, I don't think that's correct. I'm just gonna erase that. But some other good news is that I am saving up to actually, when I get new classes, I'm actually looking into, I guess, buying some help, and what that will offer is some live critiquing. It's a hard word to say for me. And I'm hoping that they can shed some light. Now this piece here, I do actually want to do a final, like, once I get all the lines done and everything, I want to go over it one more time, finalize the lines, and then I actually want to try coloring on this one, because this being the 35th year of Metroid's anniversary. This is kind of my homage to that, since Metroid was kind of my very first video game that I ever picked up and really opened myself to playing video games, was Metroid. So there is a lot of love for My girl Samus. Heyo, hey Bucky, welcome. I'm glad you are able to make it out today. As I try to figure out how to do this back, because it's still like the back is supposed to connect like here and come all the way down. Maybe not. Maybe it was here and then feels like an S. I ship it. Nice. The very first Metroid was a I don't know. It's a very special experience for me. Mainly because of the I played it with my brother at the time. Is that a little better? Maybe it would be curving back a little bit like that. Maybe my shoulder is a little too big. Not quite sure. This back like loop. I kind of just want to draw a line like that and call it quits, but like I don't exactly know if it would. I think it would be something like that, maybe? That looks a little believable. I think. Maybe not. Let's see. The back would start here. I'm just trying to draw any way I can in order to see how this line would connect. Yeah, it would have to be something like that. I don't know, I guess the different perspective is a little... It's a little weird. Round out that booty. So, I think we're good to go. Maybe I should work on the gun. I need my reference. Now, one thing is that looking at the reference, I should have made her face a lot thinner. As far as from the official. Oh, she has bracelets? What? When did she get bracelets? Okay. Oof. I don't know if I want to draw her with her heels. I don't know how that would change the, We could try it. Let's try it. Let's try to get those heels on. I haven't drawn heels before. It should be fun. Oh, those are massive heels too. Holy cow. any of your characters wear heels? Yeah, they do. Especially in like street clothing, they would definitely be wearing heels. So, um, I don't think they necessarily wear heels in like their combat clothing. Um, but for sure in their civilian clothing, for sure. Like that is um, something I am going to have to learn how to draw eventually because of that. Do they have a front-on view of the heels? They're all side views. My phone's not really all that great at giving me a view of them. You know, this is where I really wish I ordered that amiibo all those years ago. That would have been great to have as a reference. This one might work. Oh my gosh, those things are like crazy. Oof. Gonna have to do some adjustments to this. Just little tweakings. Heels are very interesting to draw. Like normally you have to change up the whole posture of the leg, but I'm just gonna you seen Bayonetta stills? I have played Bayonetta before. Love the game. I am definitely one of those kids that grew up in arcades that had very similar they're not beat 'em up games. What were they called? I forget, but I spent hours playing, like putting in quarters, that kind of stuff. So yeah, when Bayonetta, like, I like that whole company. Like, I really enjoyed their game as well. Hack and slash. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's a good good way to put it. It's a hack and slash. Yeah. I actually have Bayonetta for the Switch. Never beat it on the Switch though. Other life things came at me. But yeah, I'm blanking on the company's name as well because they just released another game as I say just released. It was several years ago actually at this point. That was a pretty fun game as well. That one was a little bit more weirder. But yeah, Bayonetta has some crazy heals. She has gun heals, no? Like that's what you used for shooting the enemies, like the basic shot. if I am remembering my video games correctly. My memory still is pretty shot due to my headache, so forgive me if I don't get everything correct. I need to be careful because I could really start distorting the foot here a little bit too much. Don't want to make a change and like all your changes just kind of like follow. How's that look? No. Kind of looks like she's stumbling on her foot. Needs to be more of a frontal view. Frontal top view, I should say. It's still the same view. I need to change the view. Not being a purveyor of wearing heels, as it is, I find it hard enough to draw shoes. It's a little bit better. At least the foot is going in the correct direction. Actually, okay, I think that'll work. That'll work. At least for the basic of a heel. That calf is really thick though. Slim that down. Maybe not that much on just one side. So we are seeing it from the front. This side. Slim it down as well. Okay. Not the worst. Shoe is a little bit big, but her shoes are actually mega big. This one you probably won't even see the heel as much as just a few details. Let me see here. You would even see the heel in the back. Like, no, not even. It'd be something like that. Where you barely even see it. So it's really interesting doing my, using my time wisely to look up perspective on how to draw, because I found, you know, what Gabriella was talking about with the drawing with shapes first. It was kind of a two-in-one package. So I know I hadn't had time to like really sit down and look at that, but due to looking up at this as well, they kind of showed me both things at once. See, now this is where it gets confusing, because this forearm is huge. And I don't think I want it bigger than this forearm. Change the whole arm. I'll have to be careful where my hand is. The palm of the hand is like around here. This would just, so kind of, it may actually just look like a block. It's a little too thick. A little bit something more like that, I think is appropriate. Oops, my phone. It's so hard to zoom in on this phone. Oh well. Okay. So this is going to be really interesting in trying to draw all these details when I actually get to the final product. Because this is probably going to take a while to actually get done the way I want it to. But as I'm taking my lessons in coloring as well, that this is probably going to be my first coloring piece. I love how Zero Suit Samus is always just pissed off. Like, there is not a picture of her happy. I can't see any pictures of her ears, so I know she has ears, but I have no idea how big her ears are. Yeah, I know, right? You would think, like, underneath the mask, they'd be smiling all the time. Just because you're wearing a mask does not give you an excuse not to smile, you know? Looking at you, Master Chief and Samus, Doom Guy. Well, okay, Doom Guy, I'll give a pass on because, you know, the world has ended. That's fair. You know, not much to smile about when, you know, Earth has been destroyed. Probably see just. Would you see? No, the bracelet would be. Oops. Bracelet would be covered by the gun. If you did see it, it would be very minuscule. Like the fringes right there. There's a custom emoji of Master Chief smiling. That's pretty funny. I want to see that. It's a custom emoji of Master Chief smiling, and it's is it one of those like really twisted smiles, like the people don't know how to smile, try to smile. Those are the best. So, get a few details on the hand here. Gabrielle, welcome. Hope you're doing great today. That's a good point. That's a really thin finger. Uh-oh. I've run into a problem. Alright. I have found my problem. That the gun is not technically pointing in the direction that the hands are holding it. I don't think it'll change too much of the picture by having her point off not directly in front of her. Oh, thank you, Gabrielle. I appreciate that. That is very kind of you to say. considering that I am still dealing with my headache and I don't want to be here. I do and I don't. I love drawing and I love interacting with you guys, but man, I want to go to sleep. Let's see, is that a good size finger? It's funny how well you learn to draw when you're stuck at a doctor's office just watching YouTube videos. And you'll be happy to know that I have at least been exposed to the shape thing that you were telling me. I don't know if you can see it here. This layer. I had to erase down below because I had to redo the legs completely. But yeah, they this was part of the video I had found. So I got 2 in 1 on perspective and learning how to use the shapes to help me out. It's still a learning process and it's very different from what I'm used to, but it has helped me. But it has helped me quite a bit in being able to visualize certain things. Let's make those so much lighter now. What was I doing? A pistol. Okay. We actually are going to want it. It's going off this direction. Okay. For now, we'll block it out. Probably should have used the straight tool there, but this is just cursory work. Let's use the straight line tool now. Probably goes back a little bit more. Okay. So this finger would kind of go off into the under the gun. There we go. There we go. I think it's a havoc of lines. It's no time you'll be seeing perspective. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you can see the box that I had to draw around my person. It was crazy. Like it's the tips the guy gave were so simple, and it was a good video, considering how much I was able to absorb just from having a headache and dying. So, but all these lines and everything are like helping me understanding this perspective. You draw your character in a box and then you divide the box, and it was a pretty cool video. I will say it was a lot of fun to watch, considering I had nothing else to do. So we would have that. just kind of blocking it in of what I can expect to be working on later. But I'm so excited to see some color drawings of you. Oh, thank you. It's one of those things like, if you've ever learned to swim, it's like, okay, you're in the shallow end of the pool, and you're learning how to swim, and you've got everything down, and you can swim in the shallow end. And then it's just like, now you have to go to the deep end, and it's just that whole anxiety of, um, it's the exact same thing, but it's so different. And it's like, I paid for some really good lessons, but like it's that first dive into it, and I just have to get my hands dirty. Like I really just have to commit to screwing it up before getting super good. And again, like that fear always comes with the territory. Uh oh, I may have made. I think I need to change that elbow. It is easy. It is. It's just, yeah. I can see how it's easy. It's just something new. So it's like there's that. There's just that little bit of pressure that comes with it. 5 minutes. Wow. That's impressive, my dude. It's just practice? Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Coming from a martial arts background, I get that. Like that makes that is up my alley right there. Okay. I also misplaced where my hand was. I have to remember my palm is technically right here, so I disjointed her. It's over here. Now let's make. Oh, that looks a lot better. It could, make sense. All right. I don't know if I should try to fix the head. Mirror it? I did. Oop. Oop. The arm in the back is looking kind of strange. This arm? Yeah, it's a little weird because the arm, the arms curve to a smaller point. But from what I understand, because it's coming to the foreground of the picture, it doesn't curve in all that much. Maybe I can. Maybe a little bit more like that. I know it's a weird question, but do you create a character with reactionary ethics and an overarching goal? That's a loaded question. What do you mean by that? With reactionary ethics, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. That part. But as far as creating characters, it's funny because I actually stick with, I start with a stereotype, and then I start pulling in different stereotypes, mainly because how I am with psychology is that, you know, you're a mixed match of other people as well. So I often like to start off with several different stereotypes and kind of mold them into this person, for like a personality. Stripping away some things that won't fit inside the stereotype, but then like you start creating your own person. But I'm not sure about reactionary ethics. They definitely have their own beliefs. Um, Whether or not they're very vocal about it is a whole nother thing. Personally, I want to see some of your OC's backstories and drawings. I know I want to get to it. Um, the uh, the main cast of my graphic novel is quite the character, kind of someone with no moral compass, but instead an ever-shifting set of morals based off of what he believes his peers would deem acceptable. I guess you could say that the main character actually has that to some degree. He's kind of, you know, um, he is my main character is definitely not a hero. Um, but once he gets his abilities, he kind of shifts his beliefs based off of, okay, now that I'm super powered, I have that whole responsibility. Like Spider-Man, greater power comes great responsibility. He didn't have that before, but once he gets that, he's like, okay, now I have to like start to try to be a hero. But even then, like the more superheroes and supervillains he interacts with, he's quite different for each one, based off of how they treat him. So, yeah, I mean, everybody has that to some degree, I believe. they're like, I believe like some people have like their standard morals and ethics, but then like there's so much that kind of shifts, and there's a whole aspect to the main character that's very he starts going crazy, so like he has to rehabilitate himself. Okay. Hopefully that fixed the arm. It does look like it's a little crooked though. Maybe if I made the shoulder a little more round. That's a thick arm. Cut that down a little bit. That looks a little bit better, I think. Just gonna clean that up. Just yeah, I think definitely bringing that shoulder up is key. Now, buff Samus, I know. Like in the new Smash, she's super buff. Like, don't mess with that Samus. Um, they really upped her muscle mass, and rightfully so. Like, she's a star, like performance athlete. She's like superhuman. So like, but like she is just buff muscle. Probably want to shape this arm down a little bit as well. Like, I have nothing against buff Samus, so at least the one in a Smash. But, you know, to me that's just unnecessary. Like, she's a badass even without all those muscle. Anyone know if there's a story behind the boob eye? I'm with you there, Gabriel. What? Boob eye? I I don't know if I want to know. I don't think my head is, in a state where it can handle that. Look at an official render? Let me grab my phone. It's charging. Because it was about to die. Let's see. Official Samus render. Oh. It's okay. There's a design on her jumpsuit. It's okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. There's a there's a design um on her jumpsuit. Literally on her boob, like right here. Looks like a teardrop, kind of like that. And then got some weird uh eye-looking runic thing. Uh, that's a really quick drawing of what is on there. But that is, if I am remembering correctly, I think that's part of the Chozo, the bird people that created her. Because it's not an eye. I think it's a beak. So I think this is the head of the bird people. And like the spikes back here are like the back of their head. So I think it's supposed to be a bird person, which is the Chozo people that raised her. I don't know if I want to do like towards the end of the production, of course. I don't know if I want to do it fish lensy and like blur out some stuff. Like if we're actually looking through a security camera, I think that would be actually pretty cool. But I don't know how to do that, so well. Uh, Now I'm not going to do it completely like the official art. Obviously, I'm going to be taking a more anime outlook on it, on her. I like how they don't have her with eyelashes. I think that's pretty cool of them. Like she's this badass person that doesn't really care too much about like her eyelashes and all that. So we'll keep that. It's really funny that you say that, Bucky, because like every single stream has been like, um, me going like, what? There's at least something I'm just like, I have no idea. I don't like to block her eyebrows in black since they're not black, but again, this is just for the sketch. Alright, I guess we could start working on some details of her clothing. Probably come down to a 3. You accidentally pull up a reference of someone else's art and not official stuff. Don't want that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to. Definitely gonna want to squish up her head. See if I can do that easily. She has a pretty thin head. See how much that destroys everything. An artist game of telephone. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like when I started, when I decided, okay, I'm gonna learn how to draw. I quickly decided I'm not going to, like, if I need a reference, I'm going to use real life, and I'm not going to use other people's art. If it's official stuff, like pulling up an official Samus to do something, because obviously I'm trying to draw Samus, so I need some kind of reference. Uh, the only thing I want to use is the official ones, because like I don't want to. I don't want other artists to be influencing how I draw. So I watch other artists very carefully in the sense of watching their technique and not how they draw. It's a pain to translate in 2D. What's a pain to translate? From 2D to 3D? Oh, that definitely looks a lot more like Samus. I'm gonna have to fix the contour of the head. Oh, 3D to 2D? See if I can actually fix it. Do I have enough undos? get back to the selection tool. I do not. That's a shame. I was trying to make a cheat. Is there any way to... I'm sure there is, but... Okay. It's way too dark. I can't see anything. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, why did I erase that? That's her ponytail in the back. Alright. I think we did a pretty good job. I like how the feet came out at least. There is something about this waist. I think this needs to be higher. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's actually uncaved. That. Nope. You shush. Those are accidents, okay? For this piece, I'm just going to be drawing the uniform. I would like to draw her armor at some point, but probably a different piece. I may ask someone that I know that has the amiibo to lend me their amiibo so I can use it as a reference. Alright, so let's go ahead and start clearing up some of the overlap lines. Add a few hairlines. That way I know it's hair back there. You know, when I was probably smaller and had an interest in drawing, when I was much younger, um, one of the things that did actually interest me was Samus's armor. I thought it was so cool. Her armor is very unique. It's one of my favorites, like as far as design for a character goes. There was a point where I think it was probably my second year of university, and that one of my friends wanted to cosplay as her, and we were actually building molds. Unfortunately, she moved away before we could actually finish everything, so we never actually got to finish the armor. So the armor is definitely something I would love to draw, but I think for this piece, and you know, truly focusing on the human body as part of like my quote unquote schoolwork, I think doing the uniform version of her is probably the best. Let's go ahead and save before something happens. Little safety save there. Knowing my luck, I wouldn't doubt it, my dude. I have horrible luck when it comes to stuff like that. Alright, I think it's good to call it here. I don't want to push myself too much with this throbbing headache. The whole reason I started a little bit early. That way I can get a little bit earlier on. I'm actually saving my shower. I'm gonna jump in the shower after this. Try to calm my head a little bit more, because it is still very much in pain. But I wanted to get at least something done. And hopefully tomorrow, if I'm feeling good, I will be working on the details. And yeah, I would love to finish this and get it colored before technically Samus's birthday, which is in August. So I need to finish my. Yes, today was very productive. I'm very proud of. I'm very happy of what we did today. And I want to. I did go see the doctor. The good thing is, it's nothing serious. Bad news is, I just have to wait it out. So I'm on some pretty strong painkillers. So yeah, that's the whole reason I was watching the videos at a doctor's office, because I went to go see the doctor. But yes, good news is nothing serious. Bad news is it'll probably take a week or so to dissipate. So, prescription painkillers, yay! Anyway, yeah, I want to finish this and get it colored before August or September. I forget when it is that Metroid first came out, and then that will be my official first fan art. And then from there we can start doing other things. So hopefully tomorrow I will see you all. If not, I'm probably feeling like crap. So just like that. But again, thanks guys for coming out. I have a blast always talking to you too. And yeah, because I suck at outros, I'm just gonna say good night.